5 o'clock somewhere. I've been doing all kinds of birthday announcements for my birthday. But today is about my friend's birthday. And I want to give a shout out to an amazing, amazing, amazing friend of mine. No other than Marissa. Marissa! Libra Nation, Libra Power, Libra Energy. My amazing Marissa. I love you so much, Marissa. I love you so much. Let me just take this chance to tell you some of my most favorite memories of us, which were probably all of our memories. I don't know, I may leave a few out. I hope that I don't offend you in any way. Just know my heart that if I'm mentioning it, it's because I thoroughly enjoyed our time together. Okay. The very first time I met Marissa, I actually I had to see Marissa like 3 times before she would talk to me. And you were worth it. You were worth it, babes. Okay. So I don't know what bar it was, but there was a bar. It might have even been Welcome In. I'm not altogether sure, but I was drinking in a bar and I saw, okay, first of all, let me just back up. The guy that I was dating at the time had said something terrible. He had said, Wally at Bullseye hired this like ghetto bitch to be a bartender. And I was like, that's weird. And he didn't tell me like who this person was or what it was. He just said something, please, Marissa, like know my heart. So he just said something in passing and I just like ignored it. And then like the next day I'm drinking in some Hammond bar and I see this amazing woman who has this black purse with like stars, moons, and suns on it. And it's just like glowing in the night. And I walk up to her and I was like, oh, I love your purse. And this amazing woman just looks at me like I am a crazy lady. Not the first time somebody looked at me like I was crazy. And so then like a couple days go by and I'm at Mr. Joe's and I see the same amazing woman with the same purse. And I was like, hey, that's that purse I like. I really like your purse. And the same amazing woman looks at me and just looks at me like I'm crazy. And I don't know if it was the loudness of the music or what it was, but like she didn't have a lot of feedback for me liking her purse. So, couple days later, I am bartending at Welcome In, and these 3 girls walk in, and the first one to sit down says, I want a double of apple crumb. And I was like, yeah, all right. And then I take the rest of their orders. So I'm turned around and I'm getting like the bottles of whiskey and I'm overhearing this discussion of Bullseye and like when her next shift is and when she's working and what she likes about it. And like just fun talk of the regulars who I know. And I'm really familiar with the bar and it just clicks. And I go, oh my God, that's the girl that my boyfriend said had just been hired. So I get the drinks, I go ahead and set them down, and then I notice the purse. There it is. It's black and it has stars and moon and glitter, and I look at her and I go, I love your purse. I see it everywhere. I keep seeing your purse. I really love it. And before she can respond, I just go, wait a minute. Aren't you the ghetto bitch that Wally just hired at Bullseye? Because now I'm mad that I am in love with this purse and no one's giving me a response to my love for this purse. And so I just blurt out of my mouth the same thing that my boyfriend says. And to this woman's credit, she stares at me for an uncomfortable 3 to 7 seconds. It's like a movie scene. It's dead silence. And then she looks to her friend and she goes, did this bitch just say what I think she says? And her friend goes, yeah, but we love her. That's Bobby. And then she picks up her purse and puts it on the countertop. She goes, it's my purse. I'm glad you like it. And then she literally leans over the bar, grabs me, and pulls me in for a hug and goes, I fucking love you. And to which I say, I fucking love you. And then I pour her another double and we do a shot together and we're immediately friends. And I have never stopped loving you, Marissa, or your purse. I love you so much. I love you so much. I know that I'm extra. I know I'm out there, and I'm sure that it was a lot to take in that some random girl is showing up at every bar you're at, commenting on your purse. But there were so many times that I would find myself with Marissa. I can remember another time, I am restless and bored, so I get up in the middle of the night, head to Mr. Joe's, I go to have a drink, and she's there. And we're playing the best music and we're laughing and we're just goofing off. Another time, I'm all dressed up in red. I have this red polka dot, I Live Lucy shirt. I have these red pants, these red shoes. I just got back from a comedy club and I stopped by Mr. Joe's and there's Marissa. And she's like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. Let's take a selfie. And so instead of going to take a selfie, I lean back on the chair and lift both my legs up and practically almost fall. And I was I'm doing a 1950s pinup photo shoot. I still have that picture to this day. And it's affectionately been called by some of my friends, what's the phrase? If a person were, what does it look like to be on Molly? Because the picture is literally me falling and laughing and my legs in the air and Marissa posing for a selfie. Because what you don't know, Facebook world, is Marissa is so much more civilized and classy and ladylike than I am. Another time at Mr. Joe's, I proposed a photo shoot and we were posing like 1980 strippers next to the pull tab machine. Almost like if you can take yourself back to McCormick Place, car show, 5th grade, all the models are beautiful and they're like laying up against like cars, and that's what we're doing. Only it's not like a car, it's the pull tab machine. Or the photo shoot on the pool table. We tried so hard to be sexy and we just were not. Some guy Chris was walking around the bar taking our picture all night long. Okay, another Marissa story for her birthday. Gosh, there's so many. Oh my God, I must talk about the time that, yes. The time that both Marissa and I were hired as bartenders for this movie theater on 87th and King, right off of the Red Line. And, for why? Why? I think Dirk got us the job. And of everybody, I think all of Welcome and Mr. Joe's was hired at this movie theater. It was some kind of like revamping of the movie theater. And the only one who truly worked really hard for his entire shift was Dirk. Dirk was the janitor. And there's Dirk with his push broom and bucket, and he's like just running around crazy, like sweeping, mopping, plunging toilets. And Marissa and I are at the bar, and all everybody is ever ordering is Long Island iced teas that are pre-mixed, and they're complaining because the Long Island iced teas, quote unquote, don't have enough alcohol. Well, of course not, because they're pre-mixed. They're not even real. And I am so utterly depressed because, like, okay, being in a movie theater, it's very different than bartending at Hammond dive bars, because like what's different is you have to wear a uniform. So our uniform is black pants, black non-slip shoes, and a black polo buttoned up and hair back in a ponytail. And Marissa and I are standing at this bar that has like no business, and we're in our like what can only be described as a janitor's uniform. And I am losing myself minute by minute by minute. I am moving slow. Everything Marissa asks me to do, because she was my boss, everything she asks me to do, I forget as soon as she puts the request out. And I'm in this fog that won't end, and I'm in a sunken place, and she looks at me and she goes, I don't like this Bobby. I don't like this Bobby. I don't know this Bobby. Who is this Bobby? To which I go, I don't like me either. While I'm here, I lost my Superman cape. I can't wear red lipstick or fun fishnets with shorts. I don't look like a bartender and I don't feel like a bartender. I lost my Superman cape. And so she goes, we're just going to clean up and close. And we just start cleaning up the bar. And when it gets to closing time, we both clock out. And as we're walking out of that movie theater, she looks to me and she goes, what do you want to do? And I go, I want to drink. Will you take me to Mr. Joe's? It's like 9 o'clock at night. We go to Mr. Joe's, and I swear to my angels in heaven, I don't think we left the place until 4 or 5 in the morning. And as I got home to my little apartment, the birds were singing melodies. And it was full sun, and everybody else that was normal was going to work. And those are beautiful, beautiful memories. Beautiful memories. I can remember the very first time I had a big milestone event in my life. I was attending Second City comedy training and acting classes. And out of a 9-person class, only 5 students graduated. I was one of those 5. And part of graduation was you got to perform on the Second City stage to a live audience of 75 people. And I was so proud to have graduated and to attend that type of training and just to be in that creative culture. And on that night of performing, none of my friends were able to go. No one could get off of work. It was just like a tough schedule. It's in the city. It's a whole thing. So I went alone. And at the end of my graduation, I took myself out to dinner, and I had this like super fancy dinner at some outdoor restaurant on Rush Street. And the dinner itself was like equal to a utility bill. And it was the most fanciest thing I had done in my entire life. And I was coming home, and I realized that I could in fact make last call at Bullseye. And Marissa was bartending. And so I texted her, and I was like, I'm on my way. And I showed up to Bullseye, and she had drinks ready for me. And she had the whole bar congratulate me for graduating. And I just thinking about it now, I can put myself in that spot. I burst into tears because I went through the whole night alone until I got to Bullseye and until I got to Marissa. And Marissa made sure that I was celebrated by people that I loved. And I remember crying, and she just came around the bar and gave me a huge hug. And I knew that I had found an amazing woman to be my friend for life. It's things like that, Marissa, that make me so grateful that you had a beautiful purse. It's things like that, Marissa, that make me so honored to know you in my life. Oh, one quick story before I wrap this up. There was a person in my life that was jealous of my friendship with Marissa. And they tried to tell me that Marissa had a girl crush on me, and that was the only reason why she was talking to me. And I was like, well, of course she has a girl crush on me. I'm beautiful, and she is beautiful too. And I used to go to Billy Bear's to drink with her when she was bartending at Billy Bear's. And one time we were at Billy Bear's, and we were playing bingo, and I won a pot holder. It was Christmas time, and she was decorating for Christmas. I had already hated Christmas because I had a bad Christmas experience, but she convinced me not to hate Christmas and help her decorate for Christmas. And so we were decorating Billy Bear's bar for Christmas, and then we were playing bingo. And I had my keys in the bar, and she happened to grab my keys, and she's like, "What in the heck is this?" And it was a rape whistle. That somebody gave me for me to blow in case I was going to be raped, because the person that gave it to me didn't like that I was going to Billy Bear's to see Marissa, because they said at Billy Bear's I was going to be raped. This is not funny, but the context of it is funny, because as we're sitting there at Billy Bear's drinking, Marissa grabs the whistle and just starts blowing it over and over and over. And she goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. The dog's looking at you. I think the dog's going to rape you. Whoa, whoa." An old man is crossing the street. You better blow that whistle. Whoa, whoa. The mailman got too close to your mailbox. You better blow that whistle. Just over and over and over again. And so as we're at Billy Bear's drinking, she's blowing my rape whistle over and over and over again. And then it came down to a time where I had to immediately move far away. I was living in Lansing, and I had to move to a new unknown apartment that I would rarely ever stay in, because at the same time I was staying with my cousin in Lowell, but I just needed a new address. And I remember saying to Marissa, "I have no idea how to move. I don't know like how it's going to come together. I'm really nervous about this move." And she goes, "I got you, girl. I got you." And Marissa rounded up the bar. I had a brick guy, a bartender, a hairdresser, and a music man, and Marissa all moved me. And then we had a nurse on site for insurance purposes. But Marissa was in charge. She organized the move. She showed up with a truck. She loaded everything in there. Her truck even got a flat tire, and she still fixed the flat tire, I think, and finished the move that day. And she was so amazing. And in the process of the move, she found this big blue floppy hat, which Marissa, I was going to wear for the video today, but it turns out I nailed it to my wall because the cats kept pulling at the hat and trying to take it away and hide it. And I nailed it to the wall because I didn't ever want it to move. And I know that that was your hat. I know that when you moved me, you wore that hat through the entire move and promised me that you would steal the hat at the end of the move. And I think I smuggled it into my bag and wouldn't let you have it because the hat is sentimental. And I do apologize for that. You are deserving of my blue floppy hat. But Marissa wore this giant blue hat, and I paid her for moving me. I paid her in expired cereal that I got from a food pantry. With a bottle of Apple Crown. Why are you friends with me, Marissa? While I paid you an expired cereal from a food pantry for moving me, if I had the means, I would pay you over and over and over and over and over again for coming into my world and showing me what it is to be a classy, strong woman with immovable street smarts and immovable strength and totally fearless. I have a few things that I got from that season of being a bartender in Hammond that changed my life. It's not a big list, but you're on the list. And I hope that you have an amazing birthday. I love you, Marissa. And I'll see you soon and very soon. When I'm with you, I'm not ever without my Superman cape. Happy birthday. I love you. Your friend, Bobby and Lucinda. Mwah.